Boom, we live.
Hey, what up, what up, what up? This is DJ Doc on the Block. That's D-O-C, Doc on the Block. I'm here. Some of you guys probably know me from Pure Radio 103.7 FM at 1320 AM or the newly acquired Star Vibes Radio, New York City. I'm here with my man, Darcy Ogandaga. This guy known for about 7 to 8 years. I know him as a brother, as a friend. He's a personal friend of mine. I consider him family to me. Know him as a good guy. Now he's a content creator. I think he call himself a serial entrepreneur. We're going to get into that. I know what it means. I have an idea, but we'll get into that later on. But I nicknamed him, ever since our first conversation, I nicknamed him Darcy Worldwide, or Trillionaire CEO. Now it's like anywhere I went before in Atlanta, now it's like wherever I go, if I go to another country, oh my gosh, I know this guy. He's like Facebook friends with everybody. If you didn't make his list, I'm sorry for you. But guess what? We have him here tonight. Darcy, CEO, Trillionaire Media in the house. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? You're looking good. Great. Glad to have you, man.
Man, it's a pleasure.
How you feeling?
You know, it's better for me to be interviewed by you, you know, DJ Bill Gates. You know, I've been calling you Bill Gates. Go figure why. But you know, Larry King can call me tonight. I said, nope, I'm busy. I have to do an interview with you because that you were there, and we did an interview before a few years ago, and I believe you are the best person to interview me in North America in the English-speaking world.
Oh yeah, man.
So what do you have for me, man?
You know me, I want to get into your business. That's what I want to do. That's what we do. Yeah, I've said it many times. I can only keep it 100, or if 100 is, you can only keep it 97 plus 3. Okay? Or 103 minus 3. That's all I can do.
Okay.
First thing I want to get into, you by a serial entrepreneur. Can you break that down for some of the people out there?
I mean, what is a serial entrepreneur? Serial entrepreneur is that when you have the ability to create different businesses at the same time or in sequence. That's what, you know, they call serial entrepreneur. And entrepreneur is a French word, mean entreprendre, means that you take action about something you believe in. So you take responsibility to what you want to do, and you take action. So take action and to start something fresh in French is entreprendre. That's where the word entrepreneur coming from.
Now, I remember you talk about belief. A lot of people don't know this. We spoke about this before in a past interview. To operate as if you are where you are now, back when people say, hey, nothing's popping. Nothing's going on. You speak about, is there an importance to have that belief even when your bank account says something different?
Like, you know, you need to have a drive. You need to have a drive from the inside that you know that eventually it will work. Let me go to the source. Number one, I don't want to, you know, tell people like I'm super smart and you know, I have it from my genes. And yes, my dad was an entrepreneur, my grandfather was an entrepreneur, but the most important thing is that, first of all, the reason why I'm here for you today in front of you is because I put my trust in Jesus Christ, and of course with my beautiful wife, you know, been supporting me, you know, that's how it started. Because like, I don't want you to look at me like I'm somebody special from space and was able to make it happen. Let's be clear before we start everything. I'm here today because of the glory of God and because I submit my gift, my talent, and everything else in Jesus. And of course, I was blessed to have a wife who will support me from day one. This is why I'm here today.
Now support, okay, business. I mean, you you have some men there that say, well, my wife may not be fully supportive like your wife was. Maybe if I was comfortable like you, that you have to be comfortable. Was your wife always comfortable supporting you?
No, it's not. No, it was not always easy. But if you've been called by God and you have the wisdom of God, you will learn how to position what you're doing in a way where eventually she will follow what you are doing. I believe that sometimes, it's not instant. It's never instant. It was never instant because God gave you a vision. So sometimes it's your job as a man to be able to communicate clearly the vision. And I believe that back then, I was a rookie in marriage, so it was also my failure to communicate my vision properly. That's very important. You have to communicate.
Say it again. Did you say failure?
Huh?
Say that?
No, I said that you have to communicate your vision properly. If you don't communicate your vision properly, she will not get it. So that's something to do too, because you cannot just tell like, oh, my wife don't understand. Did you put all the tools of clarity at your disposal to make sure that you will communicate clearly at all time, every time? Because God gave you a vision to you first. Now, that's another part for you to be able to communicate that vision to your wife first, and of course to everybody around you. And yourself, at yourself first, because like you are your first client. Remember that you are your first client. So you have to sell your dream to yourself first. Then when you sell it to yourself, then you have some type of a training ground to be able to explain that to your spouse. But you have to be able to go. You know what I'm saying?
All right. You say you got to sell to yourself first, but all the multi-level marketing, all the different programs out there say, hey, you have to contact, sell to your church first, sell to your family. I mean, are you saying that my church shouldn't buy my business off the bat?
Yes, you have to really go against that. I'm going against. I'm the type of person. I'm going against the person you're supposed to sell you to the list of the 80 people, your neighbors, the people who went to school with you, and everybody else. You have to go. You cannot go with them first. My mom, my first 3 books, she didn't even know that I dropped some books. I told her that to her years later. She said, "Oh my God, why you didn't tell me?" Because I didn't want you to buy it because I got a book. And first of all, my mom, she's a PhD on linguistics, and she will, correct me. It was an audio book. I said, "Oh, she's gonna correct me to everything that I didn't pronounce it right and stuff." So I said, like, no, it's gonna slow me down in my execution. It's better for me to go with people in India, in Taiwan, or all over countries that people were buying my stuff because of my podcast was in 64 countries at one time. So they are my clients first. People who don't know who I am, people in the United States. It was like a training ground for me to be able to go, in a state, say I'm an entrepreneur in the country where it's a country of entrepreneurs. So like, I'm here, I'm gonna do this. I drop my videos. I got courses to sell. I will do my conferences. It was better for me to do that with people who didn't know who I was. And then later on, of course, now I cannot hide myself. Now everybody else now, they agree with what I'm doing. But before, I have to prove myself to people who didn't know who I was. So if you are somebody who's doing business, they have to be able that, they have to understand that, hey, wait a minute. I have to understand that today is very important to understand that when you start a business. Go ahead.
Let's not get, but before you even get it, I know you have a lot.
No,
get into that.
Right.
I want to show you this right here. This is what you started with.
Yeah, webcam. Yeah.
It's something like this. Okay. I think yours was probably cheaper than this.
Yes. Yes. It was.
And and for those of you that are listening over the radio, I'm holding up a little cheap $20 USB camera. I don't think it's even high def. And I remember when you weren't working, you were in between jobs.
Yeah.
And you only married for like a few years at that time. And we're talking about pressure. Okay,
yeah.
You're in the midst of people that they go home to like their mansion, or they go out to choose where I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
All little 1-bedroom apartment. You had one vehicle at the time, and a
messed up vehicle, a messed up one.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it nice. And I remember, just back to that belief system, because we're talking about how to build with zero.
Yeah.
Okay, it was in dollars, but you didn't have zero faith. You didn't have zero.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of you say, oh, well, some of you are listening because I have listeners that they're unchurched, or they don't really believe in this Jesus, but they, as I hear in the street, they like the commentary, we keep it real. So on the show, as you know, I hit people with direct questions. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mom has PhD, multiple degrees.
Yes.
Family, everyone is doing well. People making money. Your wife is chasing a doctorate. Okay.
Yes.
And you're here cutting grass.
Yes.
Then you're talking about, I'm going to take over. So I'm going to take it, not social media at the time, because it wasn't really your first words. I'm going to change the media world. I'm going to take over media.
Yes.
And you invested a few dollars, whatever. You got this little cheap camera. Video 1. Okay.
This is how you started, first of all. So I'm talking to a gentleman, and I'm frustrated because I have this vision, but I want to talk to people.
Right.
I have this vision, man. I believe that people need to go global. We need to use the internet. They need to be able to tell, folks, and the internet is the best way to get out of people. So I'm always frustrated that I have this message, but I don't have the money. I don't even have the technology acumen to be able to do it. So I talked to this guy,
right,
and he said, hey, Darcy, look at me. He said, you know what? If I were you, I will start a YouTube show. I said, YouTube show? I don't even know how to put a video on YouTube. He said, go figure out, man. Ask somebody, And that guy at that time knew how to do it, but he was busy. He didn't have time to teach me because back then I didn't even have a computer. So I have to go buy a computer from a pawn shop, and that computer couldn't stay on for more than an hour. Every hour,
yeah, I remember.
Shut down. So that computer was working, but only for 1 hour. After 1 hour, he overheated. Poof. I have to wait a little bit. Put the fan. I used to put the fan between my legs. Put the fan between my legs to keep that thing cool. Maybe I can keep it 90 minutes, and then it will collapse on me. So that's where I started. I said, okay, I have a computer that will stay on for 1 hour. Now, that guy was a genius too in media. I said, hey, you don't have enough memory. So to do video, you can do, I believe he helped me to upgrade the memory. But to make a long story short, that guy is him, Horace Taylor, aka DJ on the Dot, who interviewed me now, who told me back, it was like back in 2009, something like that, or 8, hey man, start a YouTube show. And I started, back 2010. My first video was really about what happened in Haiti. When it was like the earthquake in Haiti, I believe somebody said that the country was cursed, and I got so mad, and I did my first.
Oh, yeah.
I said, no, the country is not cursed. I don't even remember what I said. It was my first video, and I was so nervous. My first video, I was moving like that from my chair while I was talking the whole time. I didn't know what I was doing that, but I was just doing this, So it's about the drive, and you have to believe in yourself first and sell your dream to yourself. It's very important before you do anything else. And then I realized that when I have my webcam, the sound was not good enough. Mm-hmm. So I have to buy me, a cheap webcam. And I started that webcam, and I started doing videos. and I did about 200 videos for free before people really realized what I was. People were paying attention. That was that guy, doing so many videos. But I was just going at it. So I did 200 videos for free, never asked for money, never produced a course, nothing like that. But I was producing videos, I was producing courses, audiobooks, translate books for other people, sometimes for free. Because I was, trying to get my name out there. I was so determined that if I could somebody.
Many times you were offering out there for free.
What do you say?
I said many times you were offering for free. I remember that.
Yeah, because I didn't care, because I knew that eventually, if somebody gets success with my marketing strategies, then that's it. Somebody else will come to see me, and then I'll be able to set my price. So that's really how I started, pretty much.
What was and back to the vision, because of course we share the same faith. We at one point we were a part of the same church. And of course, like I said, we're family. For those, and again, for some of you who just tuned in, this is DJ Doc on the Block, and I have my show at the time. I like to speak with people, real life, real situations, real results. Not to say what you see on TV is not real all the time, but when we look at it, this is attainable. I can vet this person. I can say, oh, I knew this person when, at least, let me not say when I knew them when at their bottom point prior to meeting me. And we'll get into that later on. Like, this guy came from wealth. I met him like when he went at the bottom, and pretty much walked away from that. So, but back to vision, when you were speaking about articulating that vision to your wife, for those who are not too familiar with the spiritual aspect, it really is not so much a spiritual, because corporate use it as well, but the bottom line is selling your dream to your wife. What it looks like, you have peanut butter and jelly money, caviar. Can you give us an example of, and just find a transparent moment when it just didn't look good, and your wife's like, hey, we have light bills, we have gas, we have rent, I'm pulling this money, what are you doing? Like, where's the fruit? How do we know this is going to take off? Like, what do you say to that guy? Like, I have a dream, I don't know what it is. I'm going to be a singer, dancer, a news commentary person. Like, can you give us an example, like, just that pain you were dealing with, and what did you say to your wife? How do you get this woman to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to support you?
First of all, it was, what is the best? That's why I get mad sometimes when people say, like, oh, nobody support me, or, my family, nobody, tell me something. And people use looking for excuses to not do what you're supposed to do. But you should looking for excuses to do what you're supposed to do. And I believe that that's the kind of step was about to help people. And I believe that until it help people like that, they will not be able to get it. Okay? Wow. They will not be able to get it. So one of the best examples I can give people, it was that when I was, really, one of our car was, we have a problem that we couldn't really pay for the car. And we went to get the car service, and that guy didn't know us. And I believe, he started, encouraging us and said, like, hey, you should do this, you should do that, and like, it was so important. So I believe that it's very important for people to know where they're going. And at that time, that guy, just, starts saying, hey, to my wife, hey, I believe that your husband is a man of God and he got a great destiny. And he started, really telling us what I was doing. Then another example, I was walking down in the mall, and one of our friends, I'm not going to say his name just to keep his, privacy, but he said like, hey, Darcy, where you are? Come here. And he gave me $100. And, random people start giving me money for no apparent reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that, every time I needed something, it was always somebody who was coming to bless us. So a little bit, it was some confirmation that, okay, what we are doing is really coming from God.
Right.
So, yeah.
So you have how do you feel now? We're looking at about 8 years later, seeing the end result. Seeing, like, I remember at one point we joked, well, it was kind of a joke, and then it got serious that one day they're actually going to teach social media in college. One day that people have actual positions. How do you feel now seeing, something that no one else saw, or should I say, many people did not? It wasn't popular to the world. Like at one point, you were saying that you said the internet was going to take over.
Yeah.
At a time where cable was booming, satellite was booming, you said no. People are going to go to the internet. How do you feel now when you look at it?
Especially social media, not the internet, social media, especially YouTube videos, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was powerful because when I went back to school and they called me after to come back and teach after school, it's on YouTube, where I was teaching in the school. I was teaching the students and the teachers, in RTT Tech. And I have a video, somewhere on YouTube when I'm doing this. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that everything I was learning, with no witness, nobody was really watching what I was doing, that even my teachers, they came and said, you know what, I really want to learn what you know. And some teachers, they pay me money to learn.
Okay, so all right, I'd say, I don't want to cut you, but I'm cutting you anyway. So it's 2017. You still have a very, very strong accent.
Yeah.
So you taught this class at this is a well-known.
But 4 years ago. 4 years ago, yes.
So imagine how your accent was then, and what you're saying is that with your accent, which most likely was much stronger back then, you were teaching students at a college.
And student teacher in college. Yeah, about my curriculum, my courses that I developed from scratch.
Right. So I would dare say this will be fruit. This will be confirmation, because it makes no sense. You're if the world of society, and a lot of people understand this, outside of the US, education is like it. Okay, there's people don't understand. We in the States take education for granted. So like outside of the US, everything is articulate. Okay, so it's like when you speak English, it's not American English, it's British English. It's like prestigious. Okay, so for you to be speaking in your native accent, you're speaking English with a native accent. It's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? They might throw you out the building, but you're here teaching people. That's results.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's very easy. It's like, easy for me. Look, what is accent? What is the accent? Somebody from New York, they have an accent. Somebody from Alabama, they have accent. I'm not going to give names, but there's a lot of celebrities when I started in the business. I listen to some people say, you know what? My English is way better than that person. And that person is a multi-million, umpire, and he's on CNN and over time and he's speaking and nobody's stopping him, say like, we don't understand.
Right.
I can do the same thing. And then also, the stats, 27% of the internet speaks English, so 73% of the people don't speak English. And part of the 27% of people who speak English, maybe more than 15% are not from America. So
okay,
73 plus 15.
I'm laughing because I forget, but once again, for people, I call Darcy, I have so many nicknames for him. He's also a stats ninja. This guy has stats on everything. Okay.
Yeah, but you have to study. You cannot go in business and go blind. You have to study. You have to study. And when you study and you know through case study what's going on, you cannot be surprised by the end result. The problem is that people, the number one demon in humanity is ignorance. So you don't know what's going on. One of the reasons why I went on the internet so strong, because I knew what to expect. I knew the stats. So I didn't have to hesitate. People were hesitant about Facebook. They didn't know what Facebook was. They didn't know the importance that when they start putting videos on Facebook, I knew that you'd be the biggest TV network. There was no question about it. When you see the growth of Facebook from 2006 to 2009, when Facebook grew at close to 400 and 500 million people. Now, mind you, it's 500 million people from 210 countries who speak 70 languages. So Facebook, there's 70 languages on Facebook. And when Mark Zuckerberg got the vision to extend that thing worldwide, it blew up. So way before you even get to 1 billion people. So whenever you have a platform with 500 million people in less than 5 years, this is it. It's game changer. So I knew that. So I know that there's like, if you have to pay through satellite and different technology at the time, late 2008, early 2009, it's impossible to talk to reach 500 million people for any type of price. Yeah. But through Facebook, you can do it if you pay the proper advertising and you translate your content in different languages. So now, at that time, I knew in 2009 that Facebook was more powerful than NBC, that ABC, that any TV network in Europe or South America or South Asia. It was not one TV network who can reach that many people in that many demographics, in that many different languages at one time. So when I knew that, I said, okay, this is the place. So I don't need to go and try to pay some TV station $300,000, $500,000 to be on TV at 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody can watch me, and I can take $5,000 and reach, half of the globe and to actual people watching me when I got that revelation. So that's it. Facebook is the new TV network. That's where people need to go to do business. So I knew that back in 2009. I said, okay, so if I study Facebook, if I can get the maximum of people on Facebook, when people wake up in 2011, 12, 13, or 14, they will come speaking to me because I'm the first one that they saw on Facebook. And that's what's happening now. I'm not looking for clients. Clients looking for me because they know that when it comes to Facebook and YouTube and video and how to build the audience, the expert is me. So they're coming to me. So now I even have to say no to people. As you know, at one time I said, like, no, I cannot work with you. I said, I'm busy. No, it's taking too long. It's like now I'm in the place in my life now when I take a contract, and I said, like, it's not even about the money. It's like, do I have enough energy to work towards that? I used to do website. I'm not doing that no more. Because I don't have the energy to do that no more. So now I'm only focusing to certify coaches and work on new strategies and put my events worldwide and create courses and train people how to do it. But like me stopping what I'm doing to now do a website, it's just, even if somebody give me $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 to do it, I'm like, no, because I'm not going to be able to do a good job. I don't know if it makes sense.
Oh yeah. When you were speaking of dropping the financial numbers about, there was a time where people they had strategies and plans and they were believing God and things like that because they wanted to get a satellite, because you had some mega churches that had a satellite and they were paying for it. They were paying like big money for these satellites. And I remember you would go around and you would try to deal with the people locally to help them start off. How do you let's just be real about it. Have you had any kind of animosity or hurt to be rejected during that time, even though you're saying the same thing now that you said back then?
No, and this is the thing that we talk about it all the time, Bill Gates. I mean, us. It's like it's like, to me, energy is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have. I mean, even if I want to, I don't have the energy to be mad at someone. You know, to me, no is a blessing. No for me is N.O, new opportunity. Mm-hmm. So whenever you say no to me, is a new opportunity for me to do a bigger business, a better business. It's not like I'm not gonna cry because you say no. I'm not the one losing. You losing because I'm going somewhere. I mean, what I'm doing now is nothing. It's not even 1% of what I'm supposed to do in a few years. So I just give you an opportunity to get on a train. My train is not stopping. This is what people don't understand. Like, I'm not asking you to do something to get money. I'm asking you for you to do something for you to get ahead and make 10 times or 20 times whatever money you're supposed to do. I got my own products. I got my own events. I got my worldwide audience. I'm not doing this because it's gonna add something in. Like, I need you, yes, for me to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do regardless of you say yes or no. That's why people don't get it. You know, I'm not doing that business that, if I propose to you, hey man, I have a strategy to help you with your radio show to go worldwide, and you say like, oh no, you know, I'm not interested. I say it's no problem. In less than a month from now, I'll be in Paris. In December 2nd, I'll be in Ivory Coast, West Africa. Regardless of if you telling me today that you want to work with me or not, it doesn't matter, because like I already create another strategy to make sure that regardless, I'm gonna be in Paris, I'm gonna be in Ivory Coast, then I'm coming back to the States, then I'll go on vacation. That plan got nothing to do if I get a new client today or if I lose one today.
Okay, so so now, okay, so it's like, yeah, you know, I'm doing me, I'm Darcy, I'm trillionaire, media worldwide, I'm traveling. Okay, let's just go. I like to ask these questions. It's like, and some of my guests are like, oh my God, he said that. What, to someone who doesn't know you, are you just simply this arrogant guy that now I'm making all this money and I'm a big time worldwide guy? Like, what is it that makes you think the way you think today? Have you always thought like that? Or is it just you? And what got you to that point? It's confidence. Is it confidence or arrogance? Like, you know,
I mean, people can call it arrogance. I mean, you know, people who get to know me, they know like I'm far, you know, from being arrogant. You know, I get it from my dad. You know, my dad is my #1 influence worldwide. You know, P. Diddy is a big influence in my life. You know, Dr. Dollar, T.D. Jakes, you know, the greats that people follow, Tony Robbins, all of them. But nobody influenced me like my dad. Mm-hmm. So my dad was the type of guy who was doing stuff worldwide, and I see him doing that growing up. But I always knew that's what I want to do. The difference between me and a lot of people, God gave me a gift. And that gift is like, I don't really care what people think about me. Mm. And I believe that sometimes people, they feed from acceptance, that somebody need to accept me and somebody need to give me permission to do what I'm supposed to do. No, I give myself permission. I give myself an offering, and I keep going.
How do you think like that? I mean, you're black, you're immigrant. It's not that great. How do you?
No, everything that people see as a slowdown, to me, is an advantage. It's good. I have an accent. It's good. I don't speak like anybody. I live in Europe. I know I can see stuff from different angles. I live in Africa too, because that's where I'm from, Gabon as well.
Okay.
It's no problem. Everything that's happening in my life and that everything I am today, to me, is an advantage. There's no disadvantage. The problem is like people, they're looking for disadvantage. Like somebody like you, oh, my parents are from Jamaica. Oh, I wish that you have a master. Oh, I wish I have a PhD. You have a PhD. Oh, I wish I have 3. Or I live in a 4-bedroom house. I wish I have a 6-bedroom house. So you're unsatisfied because you haven't found your true destiny and your true identity. When you know who you are, it's almost impossible to be jealous. It's almost impossible to pay attention to somebody who hates you. This is why you will never see me put a post on social media. Oh, this is for my haters. Everybody will hate me. If you watch my Facebook, you're going to be mad. And you always arguing with that ghost people that nobody knows about, that somebody will follow you. Or, I don't know. I was not wired like that. The way I was wired, like from my dad, I never heard my dad talking about, we got people who don't like us. We have a lot of haters. I never even heard my dad talk about people who hate him. He was so focused on building what he was doing, like it's irrelevant. The people who don't like you or the critics, they don't even have the power to slow you down. Wow. The problem is with somebody who has some type of insecurity on the inside of them. So that's the only connection that somebody who's trying to do something has somebody who hates them. I mean, if somebody said with their mouth, oh, Darcy's not going to be able to do it. That's your opinion. It doesn't affect me. That's how I thought, that's why I'm teaching my daughter, who was 8 years old. So like, people's opinion doesn't count. What counts is what God said about you and what you believe about what God said about you. That's it. And if you cannot come to that point, it will be hard. Now, do it mean that sometimes I'm not getting, kind of sad if somebody didn't say what he's supposed to say, or somebody, didn't follow up? Yes, it hurts. Oh, somebody didn't follow up. Oh, man. But I'm going to be, concerned about that for a few minutes or a few hours, maybe a day. But the next day, I'm up and keep doing what I'm doing, because like, until you take 110% responsibility for where you're going, regardless of who is with you, like, oh, my husband don't want me to do that, or I was tired, or no, you keep doing what you're supposed to do until it gets done. I was talking to someone today, and they asked me something about Ivory Coast, and I answered them. They said, like, man, this is crazy, man. I'm going to change your name. I'm going to call you Abraham. I said, no. It's a mindset that you have to be able to focus on one idea until it's done. I was reading a book. I believe the book is here anyway. I'm reading all the time. That book by Brian Tracy, Get Smart. And he was talking about, in this book that, every human got 1,500 ideas a minute. The problem is not the number of ideas that you have, it's the ability to take one idea and think about it for 1 week. That is focus. You have to be focused. You have to be laser focused. And until you get to that laser focus, about tunnel vision, that's what Mayweather and Perfect talk about all the time. You have to lock in. And if you are not able to do that, I don't care if I don't think that I'm the most talented or the most technical guy, or the guy who knows more about business, but I guarantee you, I have this gift to maximize everything that I know, to a point where I amplify it to a point where it becomes necessary for people, and they contact me and make money out of it. From where I am, I don't have yet 1 million people following me, 100,000 people follow me, but a few thousand people follow me worldwide is enough for me to be in 5 different countries in a few months. But I don't have a sponsor. I don't have Nike behind me, or Coke or Walmart. It's just my wife and Jesus. So everybody who follow me around, my tribe, especially in so many countries, in the French-speaking countries, we support me, we buy my course, that let me coach them. That's it. But I believe that people need to understand that first. That if they're always looking for, yes, they hurt me, Yes, they never called me. Or I was so crushed. My church was supposed to help me. Or they didn't do that for me. And I helped them. If you always whining, you will never get stuff done. Because every time somebody decided to help you is a blessing. Every time somebody decided to not help you is a double blessing. Why? The double blessing means that the sooner you detach yourself to depend on people supposed to help you or put you on, the more successful you're going to be because you're going to do whatever you have to do. You know, like from the time we talked 3 years ago when we stopped in Florida and now, do you know that Florida and now we produce 37 online courses? 37.
Now this is your wife who did not want to get in front of the camera, right?
Huh? What you say?
Not want to get in front of the camera.
Yeah, no, it was a long time ago. Yeah, no, she's cool now. But wait a minute now. Let me say something. I didn't marry just anybody. When I met her, she was already doing an event back in 1998.
Right.
We packed up the campus. People don't understand, like, because my wife, she got a baby chick. She looked like a giant baby, and people think that she's just not a doll sitting in the house. I never want to marry somebody like that. She got her own stuff going on. She got her own website. She written 5 books. She already have stuff in her. I'm not the one.
Podcast. Yes.
Huh?
In the beginning, I used to listen to one of her podcasts in the beginning.
Exactly. So she already has a message in her. She was already consulting. She was already doing stuff before she met me. It's not like she was doing nothing. She was somewhere lost in North Carolina, and when she met me, she became alive and started doing stuff.
Right.
More people see what she's doing because I have a gift of media. But she already got a master's degree. So she was already doing it. She always been a technical writer. She was doing grants. She was doing business. She got a constant business. All that by the age, teaching at university. All that by the age 25. So this is why I married her. Because, okay, we can do conferences together. I didn't want to be the one who's always up, doing, conferences in front of the cameras. And then when I give my mic to my wife, she's like, that's his wife. No, she got her own stuff going. Right. That is important. And she always been like that. The difference is just to amplify some of the stuff she's doing because I'm in media.
How does she receive the vision when you said to her, okay, I'm not just going to do videos from the apartment. I'm actually going to travel to these countries. How did she receive it at first?
What you say? Can you repeat the question? I cannot hear you. Speak louder.
You first expressed to her that you planned to travel to these other countries rather than just simply doing videos in your apartment. Because remember, money was tight.
Yeah, I mean, no.
How did she receive it?
At first, I don't even talk about traveling first. What we are talking about, it was more about this is a vision, this is what we're going to do. She said, like, oh, no, I don't understand it because, like, before, mind you, we talk about, like, 2005. Like, nobody talk, I mean, especially us, there's not a lot of people are caught up making money on the internet. So.
Sorry, my wife's here doing the eyes at me.
What she said?
My wife's here messing with me offline.
So,
I'm trying to be professional.
So nobody was doing anything like that. So of course, she was apprehensive. So like, I don't understand, what's going on, but eventually, I mean, it didn't take that long for her to catch on.
Right.
No, yeah.
That's great. Now, and your daughter, your oldest daughter, she's how old again?
She turned 8 last June.
8 last June. So she's not even a teenager yet. And correct me if I'm wrong, is she on her 3rd book?
No, first book. She got another one coming out in Christmas. She published a book. Right. She was 7.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now, I thought I saw something on social media that she's already working on another book.
Yeah, she got another book coming out in Christmas.
Okay, so that's gonna be the second or the third?
Second one.
Okay, I can't keep up. You know, your household is like, you guys are like in that generational legacy going on. So
yeah, you know, that's just a blessing.
How do you implement that in a child in this generation? You're speaking about being focused. Can you tell me how do the Ogandagas get focused in today's generation with laptops and tablets and cable and everything at your beck and call? Like, how do you guys do it?
You know, you have to be organic. Every time you're doing something, you got to be organic. So you don't want to force your child to do different things. So if she's tired, okay, it's okay. You're not doing a video. You know, at first I was about to put her on the schedule. I'm not going to do that. So, but she's writing all the time. She's writing all the time. She's writing stories all the time. She got scenarios. She got script in her head all the time. So, it's not easy, you know, to get her, you know, to write. Now, when she needs to do video, she will do video. Actually, I've been just so busy. But she was at the event on Saturday when she spoke in front of 150 students. I shot a video. I was supposed to upload that yesterday. I will do that tomorrow morning. And, you know, her book is about to be in French by January. And she will be with me in Activation Tour in June in Paris, where she will be presenting her book in French and selling a book at a family conference next year. For sure. So
he's gonna be on the schedule.
Huh?
He's gonna be on the schedule.
Yeah, she will have a book signing in Paris. Yes, most definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, she will have a book signing in Paris. Yes, she'll be signing a book and take pictures with people and stuff like that. Yes.
You're making it hard for your future son-in-law. You know that, right?
No, I mean, like, you know, you know, that's the same thing. Like I told people, you know, sometimes men, you know, they try to be so cliche. Oh, get the shotgun for your daughter. Get the shotgun. Better get the shotgun, man. Oh yeah, I got my shotgun already. No. Do your best to raise her the way you will like her to be treated, and then you let the rest to God. I mean, sometimes, you know, something to, you cannot be focused on future if you're always worried about the bad stuff might happen in your future. Oh my God, what's going on with my daughter when she's 14? She meet a bad guy. She's 8. Enjoy her. She's 8. Enjoy the 9. And, you know, when she will be 14, be concerned about that, but do your best right now. That's why, you know, my sister, she never has a problem. You know, she's in her 30s now. No problem. Why? Because my dad did what he was supposed to do. Actually, us, you know, our brothers, we are the one who try to try to protect the guys from her, because like she knows the stuff, and we tell her what to do. So I believe that sometimes when it comes to raising daughters, guys are oh my princess, oh my if you spoil your daughter, you're gonna make it hard on your daughter. Raise her, don't spoil her. You know,
that's very important.
But that's my little princess. Oh, I'm never gonna say no to you. So she's gonna be entitled, and when she come out of the house, she wanna be treated that way. Oh, I'm spoiled. My dad spoiled me. No, you're gonna be hard to get, you know, to get somebody in your life, even, you know, to go to a job or something like that, because now you have to raise her. Of course, you're nice with her. That's your daughter. You give her a gift and stuff like that, but at the same time, you have to bring some balance. And she needs to learn the power of no. We're not going to do that. No, you're cute, but you're not going to do that. No, we're not going to buy that. Actually, I'm about to do a video. I was supposed to do that a long time ago, but I will do it. That's what my dad did for me when I was growing up. They did another way. And I will, like now, my daughter, she got Jordans, but she also got shoes with no brand, because I want to let her know that you are not what you're wearing. You are the one who give value to what you're wearing, not what you're wearing. And I learned that from my parents.
I like that.
So Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, you wear Jordans. Thursday, Friday, you wear the $12 Walmart stuff. We alternate.
Yeah, I like it. I love it. I love it.
We alternate because like you don't want to be entitled. Oh no, I only wear Jordans. I only do this. And we only do that. So no, you're not ready for life. Because you're gonna think that if somebody doesn't have a Jordan, that's not somebody. So you're gonna go in school and gravitate towards people who got stuff. And now you respect stuff, but you never learn how to respect people. And if you don't know how to respect people, you don't respect yourself. You don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, I don't care how much money you have, you will never be at peace in life, even if you speak in tongues, because all that come back to the house, period. And sometimes we try to put religion to try to cover some stuff, but if you don't know who you are at the core, your identity will switch faster than the weather. And that's how you see a lot of people acting crazy on social media and doing stuff. And you try to understand what's going on. Something was not completed properly in their head growing up.
You find that a lot of you come across clients, like I guess give me a percentage of the amount of clients you come across that deal with insecurities. Or better yet, should I say, well, I guess the first part of that question should be, do you feel like insecurities hinder their ability to build their business? And then the second part of that question is, what percentage would you say of clientele you come across that deal with that?
Wow, it's a lot, it's a lot. This is why in my business, I start talking about relationship. Before I was straight business, and then I have to incorporate destiny and relationship. You cannot talk about destiny without talking about your identity. And destiny is what? In the word destiny is destination. So if you don't know where you're going, I mean, your life is going to be extremely hard. So when you find out who you are, and then you finally you activate your destiny, it's so easy now to find the right person to marry, because now you have a partner to help you in your destiny. But if you find somebody just because she's cute, I don't say that you have to take somebody ugly to your taste, but cute is not going to be enough to complete your destiny. So what you want to do, you want to have both. You want somebody cute to your eyes, but also somebody who can help you achieve your destiny. The purpose of marriage is two individuals coming together to build an empire on earth, to be able to bless other human beings with the gift that God deposited on the inside of them. This is the purpose of marriage. Then, of course, there is a sex, there is a love and everything, all that is bonuses. But the main reason why two people are coming together is for helping each other impact humanity and do the same with their kids. That's the number one responsibility. And by doing this, is like, I just broke down Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, 23. When you do that, when you do what God called you to do, the money will come, the house will come, the peace will come, all that will come. The problem is that we try to get the stuff, and then we try to get, let me see if the house can give me the peace, or the car's going to give me the peace, or that new position going to give me the peace, or if I get that new type of friends going to give me the peace. It's never going to happen, because peace is nothing tangible. So it means that you cannot get peace for something tangible. Your peace needs to come from something spiritual. I mean, you're very good in technology. But, like when we talk in physics or biology, we talk about matters. So they said that a phone, you cannot mix a phone with the air. They're not the same type of matter stuff. They don't go together. They don't mix. But that's what we try to do. We try to take a phone and to fix a spiritual problem, or a problem between your soul and your spirit. The phone cannot help you. I don't care how much iPhone, I don't care if Steve Jobs come back from the grave with iPhone 26, it's not going to happen. What you need to do is to go within yourself, locate Jesus on the inside, and now Jesus is going to tell you who you are. Until you do that, you can have billions of dollars, but at night you still want to try to think about how I can commit suicide. When you say people, I was going to, what is the fulfillment? How you can be fulfilled in life? You are fulfilled in life when you activate and you live according to what God has prepared for you, your destiny. That's why they say that you discover destiny, your destiny. We didn't say that you find. What is the difference between find and discover? When you find something, it means that it never been, it's like people don't have idea, people looking for someone. When you discover, it means that it was there, but it was hidden. So I'm not looking for my destiny. My destiny is already there. I need to discover it. So I need to ask the person who created me to where is my destiny, and then the business will make sense. But don't do a business because you want money, because when it will get hard, you will stop. You're doing things because you have a compassion for people, and that compassion, eventually, people are so blessed, and they don't care how much your stuff costs, because they know you care. Eventually, they give you money, and in the process, you have to be strategic to make sure that you will meet your daily needs. I believe it was a long answer, but
hey, this is what you do. This is why we have to get the interview going. I had questions, and before I can get it out, you were answering them, because that I was thinking about. I was sitting down the other day, and I said, well, what do you tell the young lady about reading, studying, building your business, living for God? You have, Mary Jane down the block who says, hey, I'm just going to lift my shirt up, take a picture, Instagram, I have 1 million followers, and these companies are going to pay me millions of dollars to advertise on my page. But when you touched on it, we're discussing peace. The peace is not there, which is why you have so many of them overdosing and killing themselves. They have, we look and say, man, if we had a 20,000 square foot mansion, Bugatti, Lamborghini, we'd be living life, enjoying it, blessing other folks. But then you see people who have these things, and they're in drug rehab. They're becoming alcoholics. Oops. It's okay. It's paid for.
okay.
And you touch on those things. Peace. A lot of times they put out books and the memoirs and the chronicles and things like that, and they share how all these fans, while they were doing all these things, they were like stressed out, they were depressed, all kinds of things were going on at home. When you had touched on something and we were discussing about, before we could talk about destiny, we had to speak about identity. And then you were discussing as far as a destination, you have to, or number one, where you're going before you can start the path.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I want you, do you find yourself a couples counseling session when you have a couple come across you, you realize this guy doesn't have an identity. He's dreaming, and he's not going to arrive at a destiny because he doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
And wife is frustrated because she's like, how am I going to submit and follow you when you don't even know where you're going? Do you come across that? And how do you travel? You're on several continents.
Yeah.
So you see different aspects. Is it something that's strictly isolated to a culture, or do you see it like across the board from your clients? Does this happen often in married couples?
Yes, I mean it happens all the time. The problem is that there's a lot of broken people, but they are not bad people. which is broken. Tragedy build people or destroy people. And there's a lot of tragedies, in life, that are happening, and is got a lot to do with people that you surround yourself with, who can help you go back up. But I believe that when it comes to men, what is manhood? What is manhood? What is what is the definition of manhood? But manhood for any typical man across the board: don't cry, work hard, make money. If you pay the bills, your wife will respect you. But there's way more than that. So I believe that now you have to figure out really how to redefine what real manhood is according to education. There's so many different variables, from education, from background, and what you know about yourself, that you have to adapt yourself to your spouse and work on that. And this is why we have counseling session about relationship and things of that nature, to really change that. Like men, most of the time they think it's normal to have different women, even married, but they don't understand the consequences until it's too late.
Right.
So this kind of stuff have to be taught first, then people will follow.
Do you believe, if let's say a couple, they're having marital problems or just kind of going through some things, that it's okay for them to try to start a business? Just like a lot of times men believe, well, the root of our issues are, well, the money's not right, and because the money's not right, we're not really talking right, and because we're not really speaking to each other right, sex, yes, I said it, we're grown here. So if this business kicks off, when it kicks off, it'll make all this money and it'll make everything go well. Tell a client, get your marriage right first before you start a business, or is it even an issue?
I mean, you can still start a business. You don't want to be, because like your relationship will not be perfect, but you need to be able to function in a relationship and work towards the issue. I'm not gonna say like you cannot do anything until you fix that, but you can do both. What about doing both? Starting a business and fix your relationship at the same time. Because sometimes we feel like we cannot do one without the other. So that's why it's very, very, very important.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How important is it? How important is communication within the household when you're trying to start a business?
What is what?
It is effective communication in a household trying to start a business.
It's the same thing. It's like everything's about authenticity, and make sure that you know where your spouse is. One of the most important things that we learned from my John mentor, Brother Jimmy Lucas, is that you cannot just go faster than your spouse. Make sure that she understands what you're doing. But the way we've been trained is that, she's gonna follow along. Just go for it, and it's not smart. So everything's about balance. Balance is the key of life. Balance is the key of life. But hey, when I said like the most important thing is that what you said at the beginning is that we have to understand where we're going and the identity. Everything works towards that. And until we learn that, there's nothing that we can do.
I know we got to wrap up soon. We definitely have to do this again.
Yes.
If you can list 3 things that would be ideal for you, for a potential client to have before they come into your office. Things that you'd like them to have. And
something.
Money.
You know, they have to be clear, they have to want it, and they have to be willing to follow my instruction.
What was the first thing you said?
They have to be clear about what they want.
Okay, about what they want.
They have to be driven.
Yes.
And they have to follow everything I'm about to tell them. Like, don't try to challenge me when I'm trying to help you. It's not going to work.
Oh man, you know what? I'm not even going to go into depth on that. It's going to be. We've got to do this again. Can we do it again?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, of course, we're going to do it again. and the next, it will be live on Facebook. The next time we do that. So
this next country you're going to on your tour, because you're about to leave again on tour, right?
Yes. I'm I will be in North Carolina November 18 in Greensboro. November 25th I will be in Paris, France, and December 2nd I will be in Ivory Coast.
And East Coast,
not too far from Ghana.
Worldwide.
What do you say?
I said East Coast, West Coast, worldwide.
Yes, it's not that. It's beyond East Coast and West Coast. It's beyond that. It's seas. So
it was a pleasure. I enjoyed this. Can't wait to do it again. DJ Doc on the Block. Ogandaga, trillionaire media worldwide. That's what I call it. It's a CEO, serial entrepreneur.
Thank you so much.
It on replay. Oh, website. Gotta get the plugs, man.
Yeah, website. The name is my first and last name.com. You know, it's DarcyOgandaga.com. Let me, you know, we talk about technology. Let me
simple. Not Jesus Christ Holy Ghost social media enterprise.com.
What is that?
No Jesus Christ Holy Ghost social media.com. Simple, huh?
No. It's not happening. Let me see. I will put
Won't he do it.net?
I put my website right here now. That's it.
All right. There you go.
My website. You see, hey, I'm in technology, so I can just make the stuff appear, right? So boom.
Oh, I see it.
This is my Facebook, my Twitter, and Google Plus. Darcy F. Ogandaga on Facebook, DarcyOgandaga.com.
All right, we enjoyed. This was great. Catch you guys on the replay. Again, Darcy Ogandaga, DJ Doc on the Block. Star Vibes Radio. We're out.
Thank you, man. Peace.